Question, what is the highest paid work in England? The answer is the highest paid work in England is thinking. The highest paid work in England is thinking. Let me just give you an important point with regard to that, because we'll sort of loop back to it, is thinking. And the reason thinking is the highest paid work is because of the potential consequences of thinking. Everything that has ever happened to you or not happened to you has been the result of either good or bad thinking. So thinking is the highest paid work. And the wonderful thing is the more and the better that you think, the better results that you get. And the reason is because of my favorite word, and the word is consequences. Is the consequences of thinking can be enormous, positive or negative. You can always tell, by the way, and you know I've written books on time management, you can always tell if something is important by looking at the consequences of doing it or not doing it. And you'll find that successful people do things that have high positive potential consequences, and unsuccessful people don't. Reading a book, taking a course from the coaching academy, coming to this seminar, something that upgrades your knowledge and skills and prepares you for a better future has tremendous consequences. The consequences can last you for decades. Whereas watching telly, drinking tea, reading the newspaper, wasting time has no consequences at all. And you can always tell serious people or important people by the consequences of what they do, the consequences of what they talk about. And so consequences is critical, and thinking has tremendous consequences. Because if you think really well, the consequences can last for decades. They can make all the difference between success and failure, wealth and poverty, happiness and unhappiness, health and poor health, and so on. And thinking requires choices. And choices are something that we make every single day. Every single day, every minute, we're making choices, positive choices or negative choices. And our entire life is made up as an accumulation of those choices. Goethe once said this wonderful observation. He was asked, what was the greatest breakthrough in science in his consideration in history? And he came up with the answer, which is quite amazing, because Goethe was the German Shakespeare. Brilliant, probably the most brilliant person in Germany ever produced. He said double-entry bookkeeping. He said double-entry bookkeeping was the greatest breakthrough of all ages. And of course, all of our modern age is based on double-entry bookkeeping. All computers are based on double-entry bookkeeping. Everything is based on ones and zeros, plus and minus. And he was asked why. He said, well, philosophically, double-entry bookkeeping explains the way the world works. He said, if you take double-entry bookkeeping like this, has anybody ever taken accounting, the first thing they teach you is what is called a T-graph.